Got a very nice looking PCC in pistol length. I know that makes it a PCP. I don't know, pistol caliber pistol from Primary Weapon Systems, and that's what we'll be taking a look at next on GBGuns. So Primary Weapon Systems is a well-respected name in the gun building community based out of Idaho. They do some beautiful, beautiful things that you really don't get to see around all that often. I ran into them at TriggerCon and finally got to get my hands on one of these and said I've got to try one. So here we are. This is from their PCC 9 line, so pistol caliber carbine 9mm, but this is obviously a pistol length barrel. As far as specs and numbers and things like that, you guys can look that up on your own. I'm not going to read you off a bunch of numbers. If you're watching this video, that means you have internet connection. Google. Starting at the end of this gun, of course we'll show clear first. And you can see it's a bit dirty. That's because we've already been shooting this thing. Listen to that. Nice and solid. No twangs or bangs or strange noises. It's a pistol. This is not your conventional brace, you might have noticed. This is the pistol storage device, which I think is pretty cool. Stores a spare mag in there. That spare mag also gives you more of a rounded stock-ish thing if you were to happen to shoulder this. But most importantly, it's a great, easy spot for storage. Those of you that follow us on Facebook have already seen my demo testing this thing out. It is pretty quick. So the rest of the tube is covered with this plastic. We can tell we've got a Primary Weapon Systems, one of their signature receiver extensions there, along with their ratcheting end plate. If you've never used one of these in an AR build, it is awesome. There's a little metal tab in there. I can't quite get the camera on it, but these teeth here ratchet into place. Holds it on nice and tight, no need to stake it, and you've got a key D point on the end there. Looking at our pistol grip, this is a BCM grip. You notice that it's slightly more vertical than your standard AR. The reason for that is when you've got such a short length of pull, you end up with your wrist cricked in an awkward angle or position, so having this more vertical grip is certainly a lot more comfortable to shoot. The receivers are billet, as you can see from the nice clean machining work on it. We've got integrated trigger guard, which has also been lightened out. You can see we've got a nice bevel here, flare to the mag well. And our controls are slightly larger. I dig this, and oh, some of you will appreciate this, while others just come to expect it from a company like Primary Weapon Systems. Got an empty mag in there, I pull back, and we've got last round bolt hold open. That's thanks to a little lever in there that activates on this guy to lock it open. See, we've got, looks like a nickel boron coated type trigger in there. The trigger on this does feel nice and can be run quickly. You'll see some of that when we get to the shooting impressions video. Also have a nice angle here. This general shape I find aesthetically pleasing. Look at our handguard to receiver fit. Everything is flush and taut. Well breathing, nice and open handguard with M-lock at 3, 6, and 9, and Picatinny rails up top. And then one of Primary Weapon Systems' own compensators. You can tell you've got that major port there that probably does most of the work, and then these two big open ones on the end. But makes for a very compact package, very quick handling and light. As far as magazine compatibility, when we get to the shooting impressions test, this is a Glock brand magazine, right? Factory mag. I've got probably close to a dozen different Glock compatible magazines. There's just so much out there in aftermarket, and I think it's important that you guys get to know what works and what doesn't with guns, especially something as fine as one of these. And so we're going to run through all of those, and we'll also do the multi-load test. Breakdown is just like your standard AR. You've got your rear takedown pin and then a pivot pin that may or may not be removed if you want. We'll get our bolt carrier out here, which came with a bit of grease on it and is certainly filthy now after some of the shooting we've done to get the sight set up and run some other quick drills on it. You can see it's an AR style extractor. It's obviously a Glock magazine compatible bolt carrier because it has to be. That's what the gun's meant for. We've got our counterweight in the back with a roll pin that I'm sure could be knocked out if you want to remove that weight for one of those funky buffer systems that can be used to reduce recoil, etc. There you go. Now you can see it's their own cut bolt carrier. Well, bolt, really. There is no carrying. This is the bolt. The charging handle is ambidextrous. Comes with it. Made by Radian and co-branded with the primary weapons. So you're getting a Radian Raptor charging handle built in, or the Raptor LT. This has polymer for the grab handles. And everything fits nice and tightly, nice and smoothly, goes together. Sometimes it fits so tight it's a little tricky to get the charging handle in. This will be going through our standard What's for Dinner test that many of you expect. Those of you who do not know, the What's for Dinner test is to see what a gun will eat. So we'll run a variety of loads through it, from ultra lightweight to ultra heavyweight. What I'd like to hear from you guys is if you want to see us do that with the can on or not. Please let us know promptly in the comments below, because well, that range test is going to be happening here pretty soon. Reason why I ask is putting a suppressor on does increase back pressure, and these blowback guns run on back pressure. So having a can on can, in theory, make it easier for a gun to run on a variety of loads. I like shooting with the can on just because it's more polite. You can see that the buffer here is Primary Weapon Systems' own at their PCC weight of 6.2 ounces. That probably has something to do with why everything sounds so smooth and feels so smooth, because it's not an overkill of buffer or an underkill of buffer, which results in beating up your shoulder. Give a look at the trigger work in there. Standard AR, but not a GI or mil-spec trigger. It's a bit nicer. Slap this guy back together. We're running the SIG Romeo 4 out on the range with this, just so we've got something to assist with aiming. But that is the Primary Weapon System PCC 9 in pistol configuration. For your viewing pleasure, it's just it's pretty. It's a pretty looking gun. I'm looking forward to the What's for Dinner test. Like I said, let us know in the comments below if you want to see this run with the can or with their muzzle device on it. I can wipe some of that grit off there. And for all the naysayers who complain about me using dirty rags, isn't it cleaning the gun? So really, is it that dirty? So look at that, looks better. Alright, there you go. Thanks for watching, and we'll get the range shooting impressions out soon. If you're watching this anytime after October 2018, chances are that video is already out. Rather than asking for a link, you can search for it. Thanks for watching.